Honorable colleagues, I have examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Tuesday, 20th February 2024. Any member for swearing in? Any member? Okay, has been sworn in yesterday. Any member with public petition? Any member with petition? Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Amos Gwamna Magaji. I represent the peaceful people of Zangon Kataf, Jaba Federal Constituency, and we are from Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, I have here with me petition from FWG Consortium, and the petition is against harassment and from the Nigerian Post-Army Service Housing Development Scheme, and then restriction from them accessing their plots of land that is adjoining that land, and then they are bringing petition to the House so that the House will intervene in that matter. I want to beg the leave of Mr. Speaker to lay the petition.
Please go ahead. Honorable Williams? No ready? Okay. Yes, Honorable, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Joseph Mwabashi. I represent Ezanot Ishelu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from Stephen Obi Efuna and partners, a petition on the environmental degradation, oil spillage, the destruction of lands, water, wildlife, ecology, and economic livelihood by Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited against the Equate family of San Lobo compound in Angema community, Southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, the petition is signed by Barrister Stephen Obi Efule. I seek the permission of Mr. Speaker to lay the petition.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Yes, Honorable, please go ahead.
Good morning, our indefatigable Speaker and honorable colleagues. I have here with me a petition from one Professor Fabian C. Okafor, and the petition is against the University of Nigeria and Nsukka on appointment of an unqualified candidate as the University of Nigeria librarian. This petition is signed by Professor C. Okafor. Mr. Speaker, I request your leave to lay this petition for the Honorable House.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Yes, Chair, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Excellency, honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Ezechi is my name. Mr. Speaker, this petition is coming from Limpat Solicitor against Orbit Marine and Energy Services over the abandonment of NDDC contract awarded for construction of Fokpai shoreline protection and for land jetty of over 6.something billion. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of the House, grant me the privilege to lay this petition.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Petition? Honorable Hussaini Jallow.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my petition is from Justice for Mansur Group on the alleged killing of a university, shooting of a university graduate. They are seeking for justice, so with leave of the House, I'm seeking the permission of the Speaker to lay this petition. Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? All petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions. Matters of urgent public importance. I would like to recognize Honorable Daladi Shehu, if he's around, to move his petition, his motion, please.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Very distinguished colleagues, I came under Order 8, Rule 5, matter of urgent public importance, urgent need to address massive killing, kidnapping, and displacement of innocent Nigerians in Paskari, Kankara, Sabuwa Federal Constituency of Katsina State. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Majigiri, Honorable Majigiri, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, my dear respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Salis Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashidusi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion, the first leg of the motion, that the matter should be heard as an urgent. This matter is very urgent, Mr. Speaker. It's to do with the insecurity in Faskari, Sabuwa, Kankara local government. Over 100 people are currently kidnapped and they are in captivity. I so move, Mr. Speaker. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, Honorable Major.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Major Rabiu Garba Kamba, retired, representing Arewa Dandi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to at least second the second leg of this motion, ably moved by my colleague Tafoki. The matter is of urgent national importance. So second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Dalatu, please proceed and present your motion.
Your Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, very distinguished colleagues, I remain Engineer Shehu Dalhatu, member representing Paskari, Kankara, Sabuwa. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. Urgent need to address massive killing, kidnapping, and displacement of innocent Nigerians in Paskari, Kankara, Sabuwa local government of Katsina State. The House notes that Section 33 and 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution as amended, provide that every person has a right to life and no one shall be deprived intentional of his or of her life. Note that Section 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, provide that every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and so to reside in any part therein. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, worried about the high rate of kidnapping and the instant attack of residents along Damari town in Sabuwa local government area of Katsina State on the 3rd of February 2024, where 64 people were kidnapped at once, and the bandits are demanding over 200 million for ransom. The victims include women and children. Also worried that the bandits are threatening to marry the victim, including the new bride. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, alarmed that in the month of February, early hours of Tuesday, 20th February 2024, 6 people were killed and a score of people kidnapped in Sabuwa village. Also alarmed that on the same Tuesday, 20 February 2022, 3 villages comprising of Maigora, Ruangodia, and Zagami in Pascal local government area were ransacked, killing 6 people, leaving 10 persons injured and 40 kidnapped. The stop that on the 19th of February 2024, 7 people were killed, including a newborn child. Several houses, shops, and vehicles were burnt in Enasara village, Paskari local government area of Katsina State. Also, the stop that 14 February 2024 at Ergoje village in Kankara local government were attacked, 4 people were killed. Aware that the duty and the obligation of the government is to ensure the protection of lives and the properties of every Nigerian. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, the House resolved to 1. Urge the IG of Police, Inspector General of Police to deploy more police officers in the area. 2. Urge the Nigerian Police, the Nigerian Army, as well as Department of Security Services to collaborate and ensure the culprits involved are brought to book and ensure the release of those held captive. 3. Also urge the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide food and non-food items to save thousands of victims from dying of hunger and the severe hardship. 4. Mandate the Committee of Police, Army, and Emergency and Disaster Preparedness to ensure compliance. And finally, Mr. Speaker, observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased victims. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Any seconder to this motion? Is our dear sister.
Mr. Speaker, good morning. My name is Rep. Regina Akume, representing the good people of Bokutaka constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I stand here to second the motion moved by my colleagues, so I second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to committees on police, army, and emergency and disaster preparedness for further legislative actions. Please, shall we rise for a minute silence in honor of the deceased victims? May their soul rest in peace. The next matter of urgent public importance is coming from Right Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Halims. If he's around, please, can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Halims. I am from Kogi State. Representing the good people of Ankpa, Omalalam, Barofera constituency. I rise this morning to present this very important motion on matters of urgent public importance under Order 8, Rule 5. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion?
He has not mentioned the matter, sir.
Oh,
Sorry, please. Urgent need to avert security challenge that is happening in Otutubatu Chiefdom in Omala local government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader, I don't know why you are so proactive. Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? I think I will choose his best friend, Honorable George. Eh?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable George Ibezimako Zodinobi. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my best friend, Harlem's the leader. I so move.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. His second best friend, Honorable Ali Jesse, can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I am Ali Isa JC, PhD, representing Balanga Plenary Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise not to oppose, but to support the motion, the second leg of the motion moved by my brother and friend. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Harlems, you have to be careful. You should know your friends and separate them from your enemies.
I know them already, sir. Thank you, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. Once again, Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Harlems is my name. I am from Kogi State, and I represent the wonderful people of Ankpa, Omala, Olamboro Federal Constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move this very urgent need to avert security challenge that is happening in Otutubatu Chiefdom in Omala local government, Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, sir, the House knows that Otutubatu Chiefdom is an ancient kingdom founded by Butueje, the first Igala king and the founder of Ata dynasty in Igala kingdom in the 12th century. Also note that Otutubatu chiefdom comprises of Bagana, Ogba, Omagede, all in present-day Omala local government of Kogi State, is completely under siege due to the renewed attack by herdsmen since on Sunday, 18 February 2024, leading to destructions of lives and property, worth millions of naira, to the extent that the chief of the community narrowly escaped being killed through the whiskers. Further note that Otutubatu Chiefdom is a riverine community in Kogi State, bordering Nasarawa State on one side and Benue State on the other side. Because of its strategic location on floodplain of River Benue, the major economic occupation of the people in the area is farming and fishing. Worried that this community have suffered several attacks from herdsmen, stroke bandits, resulting to loss of lives and properties worth millions of naira, and the inhabitants are currently having refuge in the neighboring community schools. Disturbed that the magnitude of the renewed attack and losses is huge, if nothing is done drastically to address this challenge, the whole community will be wiped out of the state and by extension affect food production in the state. Also disturbed is that taking away the livelihood of the inhabitants, especially this period of hardship, is equally as good as taking away life from them. The House resolved to urge the Inspector General of Police and service chiefs to constitute a joint task force to immediately evacuate the militants from this community for peace to reign. Prayer number 2. Urge the Chief of Naval Staff and Inspector General of Police to establish a naval base and police station in the community to enforce maintenance of peace in the community. Number 3. Urge National Emergency Agency to provide relief materials for the displaced person in the community. Number 4, urge the committees on Navy, Police, NEMA, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance. Number 5, to observe a minute silence for the bereaved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Abdul Malik Zodododobudu,
representing Bugudumoro Federal Constituency of Zamfara State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the President. I also second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on Navy, Police, and NEMA for further legislative actions. The next matter of urgent public importance is coming from
minute silence,
Honorable Hussein Jallo. Oh, is there anything in there? Please, honorable colleagues, can we rise for a minute silence in honor of the deceased? May their soul rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, the next matter of urgent public importance is coming from Right Honorable Hussein Mohammed Jallo. If Honorable is around, please, can you rise and move your motion?
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm Hussein Mohammed Jallo, representing Igabi Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I rise this morning to move a motion of urgent public importance pursuant to Order 8, referred to of the standing orders of the House of Representatives on the rampant bandit attacks in Igabi Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Thank you, sir.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion, Honorable Ajilo?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Umar Ajilo is my name, member representing the very good people of Makarpikudan Federal Constituency. I am from Kaduna State. I rise to second the first leg of these motions from my senior brother and colleagues, Honorable Jallo. I so second.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, any seconder? Double International and United. International and United.
Double United. Mr. Speaker, I'm Honorable Abdullahi Balarawi Dabai, representing Bakure Danja Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. I stand this morning to second the motion ably moved, the second leg of the motion ably moved. I say second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Hussaini, please proceed and present your motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my motion is on the rampant bandit attacks in the Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. The House knows that insecurity has been a major threat to food and food stability and economic development in Nigeria. Concerned that over the past weekends, there were multiple violent attacks by bandits on several communities in Wusono, Kanzaure, Angon Tofa, Angon Malame Wusono, Gimi, Angon Makama, Gwada, Dinki, Kerawa, Angon Tofa Tami, Kerawa, Zangon Aya, Turunku, Angon Malamai. In Igabi Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, which resulted in destruction of properties, kidnapping of about 30 persons, and death of at least 12 people who were shot by the bandits. Also concerned that the bandits also stole the people's livestock, including cattle and goats, while many other animals were killed on the raid. All that the attacks in Igabi Federal Constituency have been occurring on almost on daily basis, and the people are now living in constant fear of their lives, while others have fled their homes to seek refuge in safer places. Also worried that these instant despicable attacks have been occurring with hardly any resistance from security operatives and has caused extreme hardship for the people of Igabi Federal Constituency. Resolves: observe a silence in honor of the deceased victims of the attacks in the Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Call on the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Nigerian Police Force, and other security agencies of the federal government to be more committed in the fight against insecurity and ensure that adequately equipped security personnel are posted to keep the peace at the federal constituency. Mandate the committees on Army, Air Force, and Police Affairs to ensure compliance. Mandate the Committee on National Emergency Management Agency and Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to send relief materials to the affected communities. I so move. Thank you.
I don't think if there is any need, because there are similar motions bordering on insecurity that we're straight ahead to put the question. So I don't think if this one is different. I think this issue of insecurity is something that is a well-known area to almost all of us. So I don't think if we need to discuss further. We will expect that the committees that we will mandate will do the needful by investigating and bringing suggestions to the House for further legislative action. So I would just call for the secondment of this particular motion. Anyone who wants to second? The leader of the unofficial deputy committee of deputy chairmen. The very law abiding, cooperative deputy chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The brand new urban arching of Eastland in Ekiti State. My name is Honorable Jafar Rileko. I represent the good people of Bogon Road and Staffan Balewa. I rise this morning to second this very, very important motion moved by my honorable colleague, Right Honorable Hussaini Jallo. I so second, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Shall we rise for a minute silence in honor of the victims? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, there is an announcement coming from the minority leader in respect of the inauguration of the Constitutional Review Committee, which will take place on the 26th February 2024 at Hilton Congress Hall by 10 a.m. This announcement was made yesterday, and it's only repeated today for those who were not around yesterday. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the business of the day is a motion on admittance into the chamber the families of late Gali Umar Naaba, the Speaker, House of Representatives, 1999 to 2023, on Thursday, 22nd February 2024, by 11 a.m. for the purpose of valedictory session in honor of late Gali Umar Naaba, standing in the name of the House Leader. The House Leader is hereby invited to move the motion.
Speaker, Professor Julius Ihanvere, Owan Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House, pursuant to Order 6, Rule 418 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, do admit into the chamber the families of late Gali Umar Naba, the Speaker, House of Representatives, 1999 to 2023. No. 2003, the former speakers.
Prof, are you obsessed with 2023?
That's what's here.
Eh?
That's exactly what is in the papers in front of me, but I see it's an error.
Okay, please correct it then.
2003, please correct it. The former speakers and former honorable members from 1999, 2003, on Thursday, tomorrow, 22nd February 2024 at 11 a.m. for the purpose of a valedictory session in honor of the late Gali Umar Naba. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The minority leader, please, can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Kingsley Chinda, I rise to second the motion that the House, in line with our rules, do admit the family of our late leader, Gali Naba, and others that would accompany them into the chambers of the House tomorrow. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The first order of the day, honorable colleagues, is consolidation of two bills. Honorable members may wish to note that the bills are on the same subject matter. I now invite the chairman, Committee on Rules and Business, to move that the bills be consolidated.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura, member representing Ilela Guadaba, Mr. Speaker, of Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to scan that these two bills should be consolidated as it is obtained in Order 12, Rule 15, that is relevant when consolidating bills on the same subject matter. Rule 15, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, provides that when the same subject matter of a bill has been agreed to or negative, the question shall not be proposed for the second reading of another bill of the same subject matter during the same session. However, on the order of the day relating to such a bill being read, the Speaker should direct that the bill be withdrawn. Mr. Speaker, also in Rule 15, it further stated that the provision of sub-rule A of the rule, where more than one bill on the subject matter are scheduled for second reading, but on the same day, the House may direct that bills be consolidated. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. My name is Dabo Ismail Haruna, member representing the good people of Toro Federal Constituency, and I'm from Bauchi State. I rise to support the motion moved by the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Rules and Business. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. So, Committee on Rules, please schedule the date for commencement of debate on the general principles of these two bills, please. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, formerly known as Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Austin Asema Achado, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 27th August 2023. I now invite Honorable Achado to move that the bill be read a second time.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Architect Dr. Austin Asema Achado. I represent the good people of West Federal Constituency of Benue State. Honorable Speaker, sir, I humbly move that a bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, Makurdi, be read for the second time. I so move, sir.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullahi Rashid, member representing the Kunafada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to second that a bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Sciences, HB 376, to be read the second time. I so second.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, be brief because it's an infrastructure-related bill. You don't need to.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Too long time.
Thank you for the opportunity. The Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, Makurdi, the bill was read on Thursday, 27 July, just as the Speaker said. The Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology has been in existence since 2003. In fact, it gave birth to Nigerian Army College Bill. But up to from that time to now, there has not been an establishment bill for the college. It has 288 staff and 1,661 students as of today. So the college has been in existence for the past 21 years without registration. Honorable Speaker, that is a summary of the lead debate which are forwarded to all members. And I do not wish to take much of your time. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Honorable Umaru.
Thank you, Your Excellency, highly respected colleagues. My name is Jeremiah Umaru ACA. I represent Akwanga, Nasarawa, Egomwamba Federal Constituency. I am from Nasarawa State, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second that the bill be read for the second time. I so second, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Army Environmental Science and Technology, formerly known as Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on Army. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish National Vocational Center with the responsibility, among others, to provide vocational training for Nigerian citizens for the purpose of modern industrialization, creating jobs, and improving national economic development, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Al-Malik Zubairu. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 4th October 2023. I now invite Honorable Zubairu to move that the bill be read for the second time.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Abdulmalik Zubairu Bungudu, Zanam Bungudu, member representing Bungudu Motor Federal Constituency of Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, I hereby move that a bill for an act to establish National Vocational Center with the responsibility, among other things, of providing vocational trainings for Nigerian citizens for the purpose of modern industrialization, creating jobs, and improving national economic development and related matters to be read for the second reading. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable members. My name is Mweke Felix Uche. I represent Eleme Tai, Oyibo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Rivers State. I rise to second the motion that this bill be read a second time. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, please lead the debate, but be brief.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my honorable colleagues. The vocational skills are necessary for agriculture, industrial, and commercial, and the economic development of a nation. But in Nigeria, we consider that as a less importance, and everybody is clamoring to have an accredited diploma or a degree without having necessary practical skills. This takes us to a situation where you find a computer science graduate that cannot operate a computer, or an automobile engineer that cannot change the blocks of his car. This is making our economy and the industrial stagnant, sluggish, and the black sheep among the developing countries in this world. Mr. Speaker, this bill is divided into three parts. Part 1 contains 1 to 17 that made prohibition for the establishment of the center, the governing councils and their functions, as well as the principal officers and the other staff. Part 2 covers section 18 to 21, dealing with the financial prohibition of the center, and the part 3 starts from section 22 and end in section 25 with the millionaires prohibition. Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, this bill because of our Nigerians' needs to the functional National Vocational Center, which confers each state of the federations to avoid or minimize jobless and to make our national educational system functional with special concern on skills and also not just certificate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Honorable Ajili Soro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my leaders and the fellow colleagues. My name is Honorable Taufik Abimbola Ajile Soro. I rise to support the motion as moved by my fellow colleagues, Honorable, my powerful deputy. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish National Vocational Center with the responsibility, among other things, to provide vocational training for Nigerian citizens for the purpose of modern industrialization, creating jobs and improving national economic development and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of the bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap 812, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, Okundi, Boki local government area of Cross River State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Victor Abang. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 18th July 2023. I now invite Honorable Abang to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Victor Abang. I represent the people of Ikom and Boki in Cross River State. I move for a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Institute of Nigeria Act, Cap 12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to make provisions for establishment of Federal College of Education, Federal College of Education, Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, Okondi, Boki local government area of Cross River State, and for related matters. I so move.
Any seconder? Is Deputy Chairman Environment.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Tese Ugbo. I represent Kwande Oshongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. I rise to second that this bill be moved a second time. I so second.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, please go ahead.
The essence of this bill, Mr. Speaker, and my dear colleagues, I'm privileged to lead the debate for this bill because of the far-reaching consequences
Minority Leader,
which
please
it
can
will
you approach the
have
chair?
on the people of Ikom and Boki. The establishment of the institution will not require huge expenditure from government, as the Boki Boys Secondary School, which is situated in my constituency, will serve as an avenue for the school to take off. 80% of the facilities have been lying fallow, and we can take off from there. Again, the institution will lead to agricultural development, environmental conservation, skills acquisition, to aid research and innovation, to help in technology adaptation and ecosystem restoration. Mr. Speaker, you recall that this House adopted a resolution on the 20th of December, encouraging the Nigerian government to establish presence in these border local governments. And I think that establishing these institutions will serve as, and give our people a sense of belonging, that the federal government are taking us as part of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I urge, and my colleagues, I urge everybody to support this bill to be read a second time and refer to a relevant committee for further legislative input. I so move.
Any seconder to this motion? Honorable Abiente.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. Our G. Nombek, Dagomie, Abiante, I represent Andoni Opobo, Nkoro Federal Constituency of Rivers State. I rise to second the motion that the bill establishing the Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, Boki, be read a second time. I so second.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap 812 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to make provision for the establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, Okundi, Boki local government area of Cross River State and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions for further legislative actions. The fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Mining Protection and Security Corps, provide employment for the youth at mining material areas, enable effective mining revenue generation, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Paul Sunday Namchi. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 21st December 2023. I now invite Honorable Namchi to move that the bill be read for the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Professor Paul Namchi. Mr. Speaker, I crave the indulgence of the House at this moment to step the bill down for the next time.
Bill stepped down by the leave of the House. The sixth order of the day is a motion on the need to check the 60% increase in the Nigeria law school fees, standing in the name of Honorable Ochinda, Honorable Ginger Osibi, and three other honorable members. Honorable Osibi is hereby invited to move the motion on behalf of the group.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, very dear colleagues. My name is Ginger Obidna Omusibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am an Ungwa man from Abia State. I rise this morning to move this motion. The House notes that the Nigerian Law School is the medium through which the Council of Legal Education discharges its functions to regulate the legal education of persons seeking to become members of the legal profession as provided under Section 1, 2 of the Legal Education Act Cap 10 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. Also notes that the function of the Council of Legal Education to oversee legal education in Nigeria includes deciding the cost of tuition and other services rendered to students of Nigerian law school. Aware that Nigeria is currently facing a 27.33% inflation rate, as reported by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, which is projected by Trade Economics to rise to 30.00% by December 2023. Concerned that in exercising its function, the Council of Legal Education has approved a 60% increase in Nigerian law school fees from 296,000 naira to 400 176,000 naira for the 2023-2024 bar part 2 academic section. Also aware that the 2023 to 2024 bar part 2 academic section commenced in January 2024 with no time given to prospective students to raise the balance. Cognizant that unless immediate steps are taken to strike a balance between the council's need to provide quality services and the prospective students' ability to afford an increment, the country will see a high decrease in the number of Nigerian law school students, a resultant decrease in number of lawyers in the next call to bar ceremony.
Honorable Kafilat, are you okay? Are you very okay? Thank you.
Therefore leading to high national unemployment rates as those unable to attend law school cannot work as legal practitioners. The House resolves to, 1, urge the Council of Legal Education to put the Nigerian law school fees increment in abeyance and mandate the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services to explore solutions to issue at hand and report back to the issue at hand and report back in 2 weeks for further action as time is of essence. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleague, I so move.
Any seconder? Professor Lillian.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Professor Lillian Orobu. I represent the good people of Oka, North and South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand here this.
The seventh order of the day Sorry, my attention is referred to the reference. So this motion is referred to the Committee on Justice and Tertiary Education for further legislative actions. The seventh order of the day is a motion on the need for palliative interventions at Ilela in Sokoto State, standing in the name of Honorable Isa Bello Ambarura. Honorable Ambarura is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished
Honorable
colleagues.
Kafilat, are we okay? Do you want to come to the leadership row with the leader sitting next to you for blessings? So next time you come and sit with him.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Bello Isa Ambarura, member representing Ilela Gwadaba Federal Constituency from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to present a motion on the need for palliative intervention to Ilela and Gwadaba Federal Constituency in Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my constituency is a major border town in Sokoto State with proximity to the Republic of Niger Republic. Mr. Speaker, I wish to note that in 2023, the federal government announced the removal of oil subsidy, causing an astronomical hike in the price of petroleum products across the country. However, Mr. Speaker, my concern was the resultant inflation of the fallout of the subsidy removal. The people of Ilela, particularly in Ilela, have been worst hit, especially
after the collapse of socio-economic activities caused by the closure of Ilela border by the federal government as a part of the sanction against the military junta in Niger Republic. Worried, with each passing day, Mr. Speaker, without any humanitarian aid in sight, life has become unbearable for the people of Ilela, who can barely feed anymore, as most of them who are involved in commercial activities have lost their means of livelihood due to the harsh economic realities. Mr. Speaker, since the announcement of the federal government on the distribution of palliatives to caution the effort of subsidy removal, the people of Ilela have been consistently neglected, as there seems to be no intervention inside to alleviate their suffering. In the light of this, Mr. Speaker, the House resolves that all the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, as a matter of urgency, to provide palliative intervention to the people of my constituency, that is Ilela, Kwarbawa, and Sokoto State, to enable them to revive their business and earn a decent living. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I wish the House to mandate the Committee on
Honorable
Poverty
Bob.
Alleviation.
Good morning.
Committee on Poverty
How are you?
Alleviation
Thank
to
you.
ensure compliance
You can sit down.
and report back within 3 weeks, Mr. Speaker, for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable. Amendment? Okay.
Thank
How
you,
many
Mr. Speaker.
amendments do we have?
Order.
Honorable Inua?
3 Labour members standing. Go to your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Right Honorable Nuno
Okay.
Garba,
Go to your seat.
member representing Yamatu Deba Federal Constituency. I am from Gombe State, Mr. Speaker. I think this motion needs an additional prayer. Looking at the current situation in Nigeria, I agree with the first and second motion, and I want to propose a motion to be number 3 in the list of the prayers. Prayer number 3, to ask the federal government to release the current list compiled for palliatives.
Are you sure that there is prayer 3? What I have here is just 2 prayers.
I want to add additional
you
prayer.
want to add another?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
The House is aware that there was a list for palliative on subsidy removal across the country. I want to add that prayer number 3 should add that the federal government should swing into action in releasing the palliative that have already been listed as regards to the issue of subsidy removal. Mr. Speaker, I want that to be prayer number 3, to release the payment of subsidy.
Which one are you specifically talking
I am
about?
specifically cash transfer as palliative, sir. There was a list compiled in almost all nooks and crannies of this country so that the beneficiaries were received. It will cushion the effect of this price hike and other economic problems. Thank you
I
very
got
much.
your point. Yes, Doctor?
Honorable Speaker, my name is Dr. Alex Ebona. I represent Abiyako Federal Constituency. My amendment to the motion is that palliative should release to every part of the country, not only to Sokoto. All of us are affected by this onslaught. So palliative should be released to, and possibly through the 360 of us. Thank you. Yes.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any more amendments?
It has
Yes,
not
Honorable.
been. It
Go
has
ahead.
not been seconded. Mr. Speaker, it has not been seconded.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader, what did you say?
It has not been seconded, the amendment.
Sometimes that's why I don't like.
I know.
Distraction
from, my brother there.
I used to get distracted. So is secondment, right?
No, sir.
So
No,
who
sir.
is seconding?
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
I thought he
Speaker.
moved for adjustment.
I was recognized to second the motion before,
an
sir.
amendment which Dr. Abel has seconded. So what we have moved is for the amendments, not the main body of the motion. But I want to take more. If there are some other amendments, we'll take, and then we put the question. So we are consistent, we have not made any error. Any more amendments? Yes, please, Honorable.
My amendment had not been seconded.